Questions.
Well, big week for us, like everybody right now coming down the home stretch, playing for a lot, but just trying to, continue to build on where we're at. And, our last week in particular, I think our staff and our team, our effort level has been good. And, our defensive intensity is right there. We're still just trying to become a better team at finishing and, being a little tougher at the little things of execution, the little things about body language and huddles when things matter the most. And, we had some breakdowns late in our Illinois game and couldn't finish. But I thought our guys did a much better job of grasping what we're looking for in those tough situations at the end of games. And we were able to really, really step up and make, some winning plays on both ends of the floor against Iowa. So it was good carryover. But in general, it's a high-level league right now. There's a lot of high-level ball, and the quest is to continue to just get better every day. We have a lot of room to grow as we watch film as a team. There's some things that if we could just clean up our discipline, in terms of some unnecessary fouling, if we can clean up our transition defense a little bit better, and we continue to take care of the ball and especially execute late a little bit better with screening and getting the ball where we want to get to me, we still have a lot of room to grow. And I'm hopeful that our young guys continue to just build. They've made us better. We feel much more confident about our group being able to play a lot of different combinations. I mean, in both games last week, we had 4 true freshmen on the floor with either Race or a Trace. And, to me, there's very few teams in our league that are playing 4 true freshmen at different times against 2, really good teams. So that's going to be a big part of us moving forward, is to continue to try and develop our depth and give those guys more opportunities, because they've made us better. And, I think that's where we're at right now. You're constantly looking for that opportunity to break through. And, as you have a big win, you can take your foot off the pedal, so to speak, and take a deep breath. But that's really not what we can afford to do. We have to continue to try to push the way we've been pushing and get ready for Northwestern, who caused us a lot of problems in our first game. Seems like a long time ago, but we're going to have to be much better against those guys this time than we were the first time.
Dustin.
Archie, I'm doing a piece on Trey Galloway. He's a coach's son. You're a coach's son. How much do you see that in him as a guy who had, kind of a similar upbringing, having been around basketball all your life? Do you see a lot of that in him when you watch him play and when you talk to him?
Yeah, Trey has a high basketball IQ. He's a gym rat. He works on his game. He's the one guy I think that really embodies when things aren't going well. He has a knack to huddle our team and to do some things out there that probably don't stand out in the stat sheet. So he's got those winning attributes. He's got that being around the game feel when he knows, at the end of the day, it comes down to, that winning mindset. And I think Trey has that. He's really battling physically right now. He's not healthy. You can tell in the way that he moves as the course of the game goes on, that he really stiffens up. The back isn't really something I think that's going to calm down for him until he gets to the off season. So he's gutting it out. He's a tough kid, and he makes winning plays for us. He can really pass the ball. He's very unselfish. Stepped up and made a big shot for us the other day, which was good to see. He needed that. But in general, I just think as he gets back into the flow of things here with our deal, he brings us another guy who makes winning plays. I think the biggest gift that he has is he's very unselfish and he knows how to play. And he's probably our best passer when it really comes down to making assist type of plays.
Ross.
Hey, Coach, Ross Bowen from Wish TV in Indy. I don't know if you saw within the last hour, the Big Ten made it official, moving the tournament to Indy and Lucas Oil Stadium. Just want to get your initial thoughts of them deciding to move that for sure to Indy, and what challenges present playing at Lucas Oil with or without fans for the tournament.
Well, the move to Lucas Oil is a really smart move. I just don't think that the tournament would have been able to survive in Chicago with the hotel situations, the protocols with the virus. and just being able to execute a week-long thing with that many people involved. So to be able to move it is probably a real sign that the tournament is not only a go, but it's going to be successful. I think the fact that it's in Lucas Oil, is a great venue. It gives all of our teams an opportunity to play there, which is good. And coming to Indianapolis, I think takes a little bit of the stress off of just being able to navigate multiple days in a hotel. It's been very difficult, even when you go on a single road trip with the different type of states and what you're dealing with, how many meeting spaces you have, meals, how do you eat. So I think it's a little bit less stressful there. But the commitment to be able to pull the tournament off and give our league that opportunity to battle within those 3 or 4 days gives teams an opportunity to play for seeding, gives teams an opportunity to continue to play games, which our guys want to do. So it's a positive all the way around, and you got to give our league a lot of credit just in terms of from a basketball perspective from the beginning of the year all the way through the end. They've been proactive on everything to give us the best chance we can of having the best situation for our players.
Alex.
Archie, with all the ups and downs this season, just in terms of how tough the Big Ten is, and the fact that you guys were able to bounce back from that Illinois loss and beat Iowa on Sunday, what do you think that says kind of just about the resiliency of this group and their ability to stay together even when maybe things are high one day and then low the next?
You have to be able to, as a group, understand that there's going to be some rough waters. There's going to be some really high moments with wins because every team that you play is really good. It feels, so good to be able to battle it out and get one. You're also going to have some opportunities where you're going to have some hard losses. And the big thing is just stay with it day to day. We talk about it all the time. Just be the master of the moment that you're in. And to me, that's what our team has done a pretty good job of being resilient, having a good attitude every day. You have a collective group that continues to try to work to get better. I think that's why you've seen so many of our other guys here in the last 3 or 4 weeks emerge, because we're staying with it. And there's still just so much ball to be played. And within our league, you just get one win. It's like, holy cow, what an opportunity to build off of. But yeah, there's going to be ups and downs. Every team in our league is going to go through their stretches where they're not playing well. And you have to play well in this league to win. It's not one of these leagues where you can sneak by, not having a good day. I mean, if you don't have a good day, you're not winning. And even if you do have a good day, it doesn't guarantee it. But I think the teams that kind of just stay with each other, keep it positive. You keep your work environment very, very, efficient, the best you can every day. You try to really focus on improving because there's a lot of things that you can improve on to help your team. And that's what we've tried to do. But I definitely think our guys, when you talk about resiliency, have showed a great attitude and have had very few down moments in terms of being able to come back. And we've had some very, very difficult losses this year, overtimes, double overtimes, where you can get down in the dumps. But I do think that our group has done a good job, and we have more guys right now playing better. And, that's the quest, to be able to find something here at the end of the year you can hang your hat on. And to me, our group has hung our hat on just coming every day, trying to get better, having a great attitude, and being ready for the next opportunity that you have.
Last question, Zach.
Forgive me, Archie, for kind of going bigger picture, but I was just curious how tough it's been for you too, with probably having to try and, be someone who's hammering all the little details, not just in practice, but for players in terms of, the way they kind of need to keep each other accountable off the court and things like that. And maybe even the things that you can't control with games now being postponed, wondering, how the schedule is going to kind of be affected down the line in the regular season. If there's going to be like real kind of schedule crunch to come, just what it's been like kind of for you in terms of maybe managing all that when obviously a regular season, a normal season would be pretty hectic as is. To add all this in, I imagine, kind of lumps a lot on top of that.
Yeah, I think it's challenging, but I think every coach going in there kind of knew you're going to have to be able to roll with the punches a little bit. And whether that's in October, having a situation where you have guys in isolation or quarantine, your practices early in the year, not having all your guys. I mean, you're constantly juggling the the day-to-day approach based on what you have available. I think once the season has now started and we've been able to, be fine just in terms of being able to get most of our non-conference in. That was a deep sigh of relief, being able to play a very difficult non-conference with travel. Got that over with. Now that we're in the league, we've had a couple setbacks where games have been, missed. And we've just tried to take advantage of the opportunities that are given to us, each day to kind of prepare a little bit more and more. And, when the games come, obviously you got to be ready. I think these last 3 weeks, we'll see how jam-packed things get and how much more is put on our plate. But, for us as a staff, I think if you just bottle it up and you just worry about your own players, you worry about making them better, you worry about really having an energy and an environment that you can, hold them accountable. Next thing that's up, you kind of deal with from that point forward. But, we're not out of the woods yet. We're just not. Our season's not out of the woods yet. There's a lot more that can happen here down the stretch. And I think these next 3 weeks, they're going to pile some more stuff on us to be able to do. But we just got to be ready for it. And I think at this time of year, it's about playing the games. It's about being excited to play the games, and it's about being excited to come to work. Our guys have been good with that. But I definitely think it's added an element of the normal day-to-day stress in a normal season with injuries and games and all that stuff is one thing. I think when you add in the constant daily testing, when you add in the constant, pauses in your schedule when you're not playing, it just creates more mental things, I think, for you to think about more so than physical. Your guys worn out, there's no Christmas break, there's no Thanksgiving break. You're constantly worried about where they're at, in my opinion, mentally, just because it's draining. It's draining on everybody, but I think it's more draining on the young guys, the kids that, that you have to be mindful of. So we've tried to be mindful of that, maybe more days off, a little more rest here and there. But to me, this time of year is about having fun and playing and preparing and going out and competing. And I think we're right there in that mode where we have a pretty good vibe about our group. So, we're just hanging in there, but it's definitely something you roll with the punches. There's not much you can do about anything that comes your way. And if you can't control it, don't worry about it.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.